Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Won't You Be My Neighbor. So Won't You Be My Neighbor is based on the TV show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which is a 912 episode TV show that spanned a couple of decades. It was a lot of years, and it follows the story of Fred Rogers, who was a kind-hearted guy, a hardcore Christian, who was planning on becoming a priest, and he decided once he came back from war and saw what was not war. I don't remember if it was war or not, but he saw what was happening on television, and he thought that television was being misused, and he thought it could be a good way to try to teach children at young ages really strong lifelong lessons that they could keep with them. So this documentary sort of follows him and his life, how his TV show progressed over the years, and how its effect has been felt across kids all across America. I had never actually seen an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, ever. I know that it was a popular TV show in like the 80s and the 90s, but I had never seen it. I had really went in knowing nothing about it, and through the course of the movie I really did get familiar with it, which was nice. Despite that I'd never seen one, I was still really excited for this movie because of the excellent reviews. I think it has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's doing really well, and this movie did not disappoint. This is one of the sweetest, kindest, most not wrenching, but heart enlightening, I guess, movies that I've seen in a while. And it's really just a kind movie, as kind as its protagonist that it follows. Mr. Rogers was such a kind guy, and there are so many rumors circulating around him that, you know, he had the tattoos on him, on his arms, and that he hid that with his jacket and everything. And people always questioned, was he really as nice as he was on camera, off screen? And it was so great to see that the answer to that was yes, because it was so great to just see a really kind-hearted guy, because that's rare these days. I mean, it's rare to see somebody who treats kids with such respect. And as a kid, when I was a kid back when I was 8 and 9 and 10, you know, I always wondered why kids were never given the same level of respect as adults. Of course, I understand that now, but I didn't think that completely unvalidated how kids should be treated. And what was so great is seeing how Mr. Rogers, you know, he talks about that directly. And he talks about how kids are really, you know, they're our future generation, they're what we have to rely on, and we have to try to install good messages into them. And the way that he contrasts the good messages with, you know, the most of what the other TV that was showing, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show or Powerpuff Girls or anything like that was just violence and noise and distraction. And you saw his show as just sort of a lighthearted, kind thing, and it was really great to see a show, because most shows from the 80s and 90s, most people just talk about the really cool animated shows with all the action and everything, but this was very different. This was more about lessons and morals, and it was really cool to see something like that. And this movie is extremely emotional. It's not heart-wrenching because it doesn't hurt your heart. It enlightens your heart. It actually makes you happy. It's the type of tears that come up because you're so happy about something. It's tears of joy. And that was so great to feel. I haven't seen a movie in forever that's actually almost made me cry tears of joy. This movie is just so powerful. It's so resonant. And to fully understand that and to get it, you really do have to see the movie. It's not something that you just get from somebody explaining it to you. You have to see it and go through the life with Mr. Rogers and everything, and you can really understand its emotional effects. I think that the biggest issue with this documentary, and it's an issue I haven't seen really anybody else bring up, so maybe it was just my own personal issue, was the fact that the editing for it felt kind of strange, because it felt really fast-paced, and a lot of the scenes felt a lot shorter than they actually were. They felt a lot shorter than they should have been, and it was really odd. I don't think that this movie, I feel like the editor was probably competent and was fine, and this movie, it's not like it's the biggest issue, but it just felt kind of rushed, and because of that, it took me a while to get into the movie. When it starts, it just kind of abruptly starts, and they go through scenes fairly quickly, and they don't really resonate on any ideas for all that long. They kind of show an idea for 1 to 2 minutes, and then they go straight to another idea, and that was really fast for a lot of the other documentaries documentaries I've seen that usually like to take out their time on showing specific events, but still, the emotional ending of this movie is enough to forgive that. Won't You Be My Neighbor is a movie that you should definitely check out when it comes to wherever you live. It's a really enjoyable movie. It's kind-hearted, it's nice, and it's definitely, it's a cliche to say it, but it is the feel-good movie of the year. I'm going to give Won't You Be My Neighbor an 8.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Won't You Be My Neighbor. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or did you grow up with the original classic, and how do you feel about it? Comment in the comment section below, and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.